Hi everyone, and welcome back to Cancer Care Coloring. This week's video is going to be a little bit different, and for those of you who thought I was going to be putting out a drawing video this week, I apologize. I promise I'll put one out next week. It's been sort of a tough week for me, and I've decided that I'm going to spend... today's video is going to be more about what's going on with me personally as far as my cancer and the way I'm approaching the work that's involved in cancer care coloring. That includes the drawings, that includes the social media stuff, which I really hadn't planned for at the very beginning. I knew that it would come eventually, and I knew that it would be necessary. But at the beginning it was really all about the art and all about the drawings and my characters and my visualization. And it sort of turned into something a little bit bigger already than I thought it was going to. And it takes a lot of work. And I guess I wasn't really prepared for that. So today I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how my week went, why I'm not doing a drawing video today, and a little bit about my cancer and what I'm dealing with. So if this is not what you are looking for when you come to the channel, I totally understand that. You know, sometimes I'm a little more tolerant and able to hear people's stories and be able to handle it. And other times I'm a little more fragile, and I sort of go running in the other direction because I just feel like I just don't need extra weight bringing, I hate to say bringing me down, but it's tough when you're dealing with hard things, when people you love are dealing with hard things, with people that you know are dealing with hard things. So I'm going to try to keep it short, relatively short, but no guarantees. So for this week, this past week, I've been going through I've been having a lot of side effects from my immunotherapy, and that's surprising. I at the beginning of all this, I didn't think immunotherapy was... I knew there was a possibility of side effects, but I wasn't worried about it. I take Keytruda, and that's my immunotherapy drug. And if you ever see the Keytruda commercials, there's all sorts of possible horrendous side effects. And all the doctors told me very slim chances, less than 15% chance that you're going to get any side effects, and less than 5% chance that you're going to have serious side effects. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what my side effects have been, but I will say, for those of you who are interested, the doctors thought that I had actually contracted Crohn's disease, and I don't know how that works. So it's a digestive system issue, and I've been dealing with that since November, and I've had ups and downs, and this week has been a real down, this past week. For a long period of time, I was losing weight very quickly from September. Well, my first immunotherapy was in October. So from October to, it must have been December, January, somewhere in there, I lost 50 pounds, right around there. I went from 234 to something like 184. And then I started medicinal marijuana, which has been ridiculously helpful. And it got my appetite back, and it took care of the nausea, and I started eating better and more. And I was able to take in the calories my body needs, and I was able to maintain my weight since January. And this past week, for some reason, they took me off of Keytruda while we were trying to figure out what was going on with all the gut stuff. And finally, the doctors came to the conclusion, and I'm still not positive how they came to this conclusion, that the Keytruda will be safe for me to start taking again. So the week before this past week, I went ahead and went in and did another dose of Keytruda, and they've also got me taking a bone strengthening and healing drug. More about that in a little bit. And it basically kicked my ass. I spent the week, I wasn't able to eat much. I wasn't able to sleep. I have had terrible night sweats. It's a whole big thing. And so I lost another 10 pounds. So I'm down. Sorry. I think I hit 172 yesterday morning. So I'm down about 62 pounds from where I started in September. I've been trying. I'll cut this out. God damn it. Whatever you want, sweetie. Period. I'm shooting a video. Period. Thank you. Period. Edit that out. Okay. Shit, where was I? So the doctors decided that it would be safe for me to start on Keytruda again. And it kicked my ass. And so this week I lost another 10 pounds, blah, blah, blah. Got me down to 172. So at this point I'm down about 62 pounds since September. And I have spent my whole life, my whole adult life, my whole life, I'd say since middle school, trying to lose weight, trying to be down at a healthy weight. And I am unfortunately one of those yo-yo guys who has bounced back and forth. I would say every year during the winter I'm at 230-ish, and over the summer I'm at 210, maybe 215. So these are weights that I've not seen since my high school days. I am feeling better today. I've started feeling better a few days ago, and so I was able to get my stuff together and decide that I could actually put a video out today. And I want to maintain that every Saturday, being able to upload a video. So that's what this week has been. It's me just trying to get over these side effects from whatever drugs are getting me. So I figured I would take this opportunity, since the drawing videos take so long to do. I mean, even my most basic drawing videos take me anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. And it's sitting at the desk here, sort of hunched over, not the most comfortable situation. I might be able to arrange something else at some point in the future, but that's what it is, and that's what I'm looking at here. The cancer care coloring workload, if it was just the drawings, it would be such a piece of cake. I'd take my drawing board downstairs and I'd watch TV, and honestly, that's what I was doing before I started with the social media stuff. Is I would just park myself in front of the TV and draw all day, or for hours, and it's not as tough as when you start talking about learning how to use the software for shooting videos, and then the editing software, and how to use Instagram, and before all this, I wasn't even on Facebook. I've just sort of never been a social media person. So talking to my team, which is mostly my family, and I love and respect them so much, and they have been so helpful. And I totally agree in the importance of the social media part of this. Obviously, I want to get this out to the masses. I want people to be able to benefit from this. Hopefully, eventually, these can be put together in some form of coloring book, and other people who are maybe suffering through the same situation that I am suffering through, or people who are suffering considerably worse than I am suffering through. And I want to be able to get that out to people. So the social media is important, and I know YouTube is important, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here trying to build this channel, because I want as many eyes on this as possible. My son wanted, and my son felt it was important that I get onto Instagram, so I got onto Instagram, and I'm still sort of muddling through that. And quite honestly, all the videos I put out before this one, I have tried to create this illusion like I know what the heck I'm doing. And I honestly don't. I really am just sort of flying by the seat of my teeth. By the seat of my teeth? By the skin of my teeth? By the skin of my pants? By the, whatever it is. We'll say by the skin of my teeth. And that's another thing. So I don't do that. That is a very fake thing, and I feel that's something else that's going to be changing on this channel. Getting into this, I have felt like I have to have this sort of persona, and I have to be sort of upbeat, and I don't want to bring people down. I want to draw people in. I want them to stay, and I want them to watch my videos. And quite honestly, when I pull a move like this, that is absolutely not me. That is just so fake, and I'm sure it's not hard for people to see right through that. And so moving forward, I'm really going to be working to avoid doing that. I'm not particularly comfortable in front of a camera. If I was just sitting here talking to a person or a classroom of students, I would be 1,000 times more comfortable than I am sitting here one-on-one with a camera. There's just something very intimidating about it. I'm not even sure what it is, because I know I can start over and I know I can edit it. And quite honestly, every single video that I've put out, I can't even tell you how many times I restart and restart and restart and restart. And I think people who have more experience with this know better. They know they don't have to restart. They can just run it through from beginning to end and then edit it out the stuff they don't want. And that's something else I'm working on too. So I really do want to keep it more real. Reminds me of Keeping It Real. Anyone who's a Chappelle Show fan, I loved the Chappelle Show, and he had a bit, Keeping It Real, that was hilarious. So I'm going to try to keep it real. And so let me just in a nutshell run down my cancer situation. This past summer I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and what's devastating about that is I have not smoked for almost 20 years. And I've really tried, even though my weight goes up and down, I've tried to be healthy. And during the warmer months, I exercise and I run. I do 5Ks. I've done a few half marathons. I bike ride. I used to rollerblade when rollerblading was a thing. I'm an active person. I try to be healthy. I quit smoking. My drinking had been very in moderation, and now that's done. And so when you hear lung cancer, it's like, where the hell did that come from? And it doesn't matter. It is what it is, and we deal with whatever challenges. We have no choice. We have to deal with the challenges that are dropped in front of us. So we didn't know whether, we didn't know what stage the lung cancer was. They found a primary tumor in my right lung. And it was actually because I was hiking one of the high peaks in the Adirondacks here in New York, and I just could not catch my breath. It was our first hike of the season, of the summer 2018, and my wife, thankfully, pretty much forced me to go see my doctor, and so they did. They found my primary tumor in my right lung, and then CT scans. And they found a mass along the lymph nodes along the right side of my heart, and it had swollen enough, it had enlarged enough so that it was pushing into my right lung and it was affecting my breathing. And then I had a couple other lymph nodes down underneath my diaphragm that also have tumors. And so at that point we knew it was pretty damn serious, and they had to order a PET scan, a full body PET scan, to just see how serious. So I went and I did the full body PET scan, and that's a pleasant experience. I'm trying to think. I think for that one they have you drink the solution. You drink the solution, And I brought my sketchbook because I had already been thinking about visualization and visualizing my white blood cells killing my cancer cells. So I brought my sketchbook. I had my phone because I knew that I had to sit for an hour before they could do the scans. What I didn't know is I had to sit in an hour. I had to sit for an hour in a dark room. I wasn't allowed to do anything. Evidently, if there's movement anywhere, if you're on your phone or you're drawing whatever, that affects what those muscles heat up. And it shows up on the PET scan as something bad, I guess. So you have to just sit there and not move. And that's when I started worrying about what my white blood cells look like. I really, it's so weird. I do have ADHD. I never tried to hide it. All my students have always known I've had ADHD. Everyone who knows me knows that. And so my brain really sort of goes all over the place. And I really just kept getting distracted by what should these things look like. And long story short, that was the catalyst that allowed me, or that sort of pushed me in this direction to start working on cancer care coloring. I shared this idea with my family and my son Ben. Specifically, when I was talking to him about it, he was the one who suggested I come up with sort of like a company name, an overarching, umbrella. And he just, off the top of his head, he's like, something like cancer care coloring. And so here we are. So they found in that set of scans some metastases, some areas of bone metastases, which before all this I never knew what metastases were, or what metastasis was, or what any of this was. And so in my hip area, I've got some bone. I've got some cancer in my bones. I've got one towards the top of each femur, 1, 2, and then 3 in my pelvic bone, 1, 2, and then the third one somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure exactly where. And so it affects me. The pain, there have been periods of time where the pain has been significant, and really significant, where I would have a very hard time walking, getting up and sitting down. And thankfully, since November was, even though I was suffering a great deal and losing a lot of weight, from November moving into December, things with the pain started getting better. And January, February have been pretty good, and March has been pretty good compared to November. I've got a little bit of bone pain, but we're working on it. So, if I'm sitting here in pain and nauseous, and I try to keep the medicinal marijuana to a minimum. Quite honestly, I'd like to just take it before bed so that I can sleep through the night. It does help with my night sweats. My oncologist tells me the night sweats are not a bad thing. That it indicates there's, healing going on. I'm still not sure if I'm buying into that exactly. And I did this again. Sorry. I'm not sure if I'm buying into that exactly, but I've had success using the medicinal for sleeping through the night. If I don't need it during the day, I'd rather not. Quite frankly, it's expensive, and insurance doesn't cover it, of course. I'm in New York. Thankfully, it is legal in New York for medicinal only, not recreational. And so for me to be sitting here, if I have a little bit of pain, I'm not about painkillers. I want to know, I want to be able to listen to my body. And if my body's in pain, that's my body telling me maybe I should slow down, maybe I should take it easy, or maybe I should go see my doctor. And I feel like by masking that with painkillers, that's not really going to be the most helpful strategy. So this whole upbeat demeanor that I have tried to convey through my videos, I'm saying now that that's not going to be the way it is moving forward. If I'm feeling great and I'm feeling happy and things are good, I will. And the thumbs up, that's not fake. I definitely do the thumbs up. So if things are good and I'm feeling good, then it will come through in my videos. And on the flip side, if I'm not feeling that hot, there will probably be, those will be the videos where I will talk very little and I'll just go right to the time lapse. and I can sit here and draw. I'll usually put TV on one of my side monitors here and listen to the TV while I'm drawing and maybe glance at it a little bit here and there. Right now my rerun of choice is Archer. I just, for some reason, that show just makes me laugh like no other show right now. I think I've watched through the series like 3 or 4 times. Okay, back on to the cancer. So at this point, actually, let's jump back to December for a second. We did a comparative scan and CT scan in December, from October scan to December scan. Remember, I had my first dose of Keytruda in October, so there was shrink. All of my tumors had either shrunk or stayed the same. You can't tell with the bone stuff because CT scans don't really show what's going on with bone stuff, but the pain was so much better in December, we could only assume that meant that good things were happening there. And the biggest, most significant change was in the mass along my heart. The mass along my heart went from 22 centimeters, no, not centimeters, millimeters, 22 centimeters, 22 millimeters to 11 millimeters. Shrunk almost half, which is really significant. We just did another comparative scan. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. So we did a comparison from December to March, early March. So it was another pretty much 2 months. And from December to March, there was no change. Everything is the same. And I believe part of that is because I couldn't take Keytruda. I think the Keytruda really helped with the tumors. And also, I was on a specialized diet from my oncologist, the keto diet, for a while. They really did want me to lose my extra belly fat. They felt like that would be helpful. And carbohydrates evidently are good for cancer, not so good for us, just because we know it turns to sugar as soon as it hits our system. That seemed a little fake. So there was no change. So basically, I've been in limbo since December. And now we'll see. I got to take the Keytruda a week and a half ago, and we'll do another comparative scan in May. And then in May, I will do another video like this, and I'll share with everybody how things are going. So I think that's it. This is sort of tough. I know it's maybe tough for some people to hear. Maybe this is something that is close to your heart, that you have gone through, or someone that you love has gone through. It's tough. It's really tough. So other than YouTube, you know that you can always email me at cancercarecoloring@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at cancercarecoloring. What else? I think I haven't been promoting my Facebook, but I'm going to start promoting the Facebook as well. So at the end credits today, there won't be the information for Facebook because, quite frankly, I want to get this video today. It is Saturday today, and I want to upload this video today, and it's getting late, so I'm not going to change my end credits on the video today. But you can always friend me on Facebook. The full name is Alex Flansburgh. You can either friend me personally on Facebook, or you can like my Cancer Care Coloring page on Facebook. That would be fantastic. I feel like I'm missing something. That's YouTube, that's Instagram, that's Gmail, and that's Facebook. So I think that's it. Okay. So if you made it through this whole video, thank you so much. I'm not editing anything. I'm just going to let this sucker run. I feel at this point, maybe it's not a terrible thing to just sort of see all the behind the scenes and all the mistakes and all the weirdness that this is, but I will tell you that moving forward, I'll be editing. I'll be editing, and I'll be trying not to restart so often, and we'll see how it goes. So thank you for taking the time, and subscribe. I did, yeah, and please consider subscribing to the channel. So thanks again, and I will be back next Saturday with another drawing video. I've already decided next Saturday is going to be I'm going to just draw one of my cancer demons. I've got a new idea for a new style of cancer demon. I love drawing monsters and demons and creatures and teeth and claws, and I've always loved that. And so the cancer demons are really easy for me. It's those white blood cell characters that challenge me so much. But so thanks again, and I hope to see you back here. And I hope to see you back here next week. See ya.